Welcome back. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about DHCP. By default, Kerio Control has DHCP enabled on the LAN interface, including the VPN interface as well. When DHCP is enabled, a client that joins to the local area network will be assigned a dynamic IP. By default, Kerio Control will reserve the first 10 IP addresses on the DHCP server. So on our lab environment, it means that Kerio Control DHCP server will hand out IPs from 11 up to 254. That is 10.20.20.11 up to 10.20.20.254. Back on our topology, we made a slight change. The red arrow indicates the new change. We have a new client. That is a Windows 10 laptop, and this client will act as a DHCP client. So this laptop will belong to a new employee. His name is Ricardo Fernandez. In this demonstration, Fernandez will rock up for his shift on his first day, plug in his laptop to an Ethernet port, and see what will happen. Back to the management station, I'll have to log in back to the firewall and then scroll down to DHCP server. From here you can see I've got one scope and it points to the local area network. You can tell by its subnet. If I want to edit the current scope, I have to click configure manually and click yes, and then once it's active I can click edit. From the scope you can see that I've reserved IPs. So this DHCP server will start handing over IPs from 11 up to 254, and the default gateway is also assigned. And then I've got the DNS server. The DNS server is sort of incorrect because we are using a custom DNS server that is 2.240. Our Active Directory controller is acting as a DNS server. So I need to change that figure. So I'll click edit and then change from 99 to 240. Click OK. So to add reservations, I'll click add. I'll start with Active Directory controller. So I'll give it the name ADC, and then I'll be using host names for reservation. So the host name to Active Directory controller is adc.mydata.com, and then I can specify its IP address that needs to be reserved. So it's gonna be .240. Then click OK. I'll add another host. That's gonna be the management station, that is MGT. So it's gonna be mgt.mydata.com. Its IP address is gonna be 10.20.20.10. Click OK. And finally I'll add the firewall. So the firewall is FW1. Its host name is also fw1.mydata.com. Its IP address is gonna be 10.20.20.99. Click OK. So you can see that this is my scope, and then I've reserved 3 hosts. So I have to click apply. Once I click apply, you can see the allocated IP addresses is now 3 out of 244. When Ricardo plugs in his laptop to the local area network, he'll get a dynamic IP. So let's verify. You just have to right click on the network interface and then double click on the right interface, click details. You can see that Ricardo has got an IP of 10.20.20.11. His default gateway points to the firewall. The DHCP server IP points to the firewall again, but the DNS server points to the Active Directory, that is 10.20.20.240. For example, you can go to facebook.com. So this is how DHCP works.